If you're still focused on traditional YouTube SEO in 2026, you're already behind. For years, business owners have been told to stuff keywords into their titles, descriptions, and tags. We all did it. We spent countless hours trying to find the perfect tags, hoping they were the key to ranking higher and getting more views, only to watch our analytics stay flat. The uncomfortable truth is most SEO experts today are selling you a system that became obsolete years ago. And even worse, these shady techniques they use to show you results are actually damaging your channel more than you can imagine. I've seen these shady techniques used on over 20 YouTube channels this month alone, and I'm working with several business channels that are victims of it, trying to reverse the harm done. So by the end of this video, you will understand how YouTube SEO really works in 2026. I will explain why the old tricks no longer work, the 4 signs that your SEO strategy is killing your business, and the correct way of doing SEO in 2026 with 3 different points. But first, how is it even possible that SEO is seen as one of the cornerstones of YouTube growth? Well, for years, Google and YouTube played by the same SEO rules, which makes sense as they are the same company. The game was search engine optimization. It was all about feeding the algorithm keywords so it could understand what your video was about. Think of it as a simple library. The algorithm was the librarian and it could only read the titles on the spines of the books. Those were your YouTube titles, descriptions, and tags, also called your metadata. That's all it had. But then, as we all know, ChatGPT and AI boomed in 2021 and were suddenly everywhere. YouTube also adopted this technology quickly because thanks to AI, they could feed their algorithm with much more information, and this changed everything. Today, YouTube's AI doesn't just read the title on the spine anymore. It opens the book. It transcribes every single word you say. It analyzes the visuals on screen, the people, the objects, the background, the B-roll. It understands context on a level that makes the old keyword system look like a children's story. So if that is the case, why are so many YouTube experts still selling old school SEO? Because it's an easy sell. You agree to work with them, they apply their SEO magic, and all of a sudden your views spike. The expert is happy because they get paid, and you're happy because you're getting views. But this is where the damage starts, because in 99% of the cases, those views aren't from SEO. They come from shady techniques designed to make it look like the SEO is working. Instead of the tags, titles, and keyword stuff descriptions helping you rank in search results, these views are often completely unrelated to the work they have done. Last month alone, I've reviewed over 20 YouTube business channels that showed signs of these SEO spikes. So if you recognize this situation and have doubts about the organic growth realized by your YouTube expert, you want to take my SEO spike test. There are 4 criteria that I look at every single time to detect whether these views are organic or not. First, open the analytics of your latest video and check how the views have been growing over time. If your views exploded in the first 48 hours and then all of a sudden completely flatlined, that is a first warning sign. A healthy, organic video should grow gradually. It might grow a lot at the start if there is interest, but it will not just stop getting views from one hour to the other. It will be a slow loss of interest. Instead, a hard stop means a shady technique was probably used to push views for a certain amount of time and then it just stopped. If you recognize this pattern, do this check across multiple videos, because an additional indicator can be if all your videos have around the same number of views. Your YouTube expert is probably just buying the number of views they know that will make you happy. Then, once you've checked your view graph and come across this first warning sign, click on one of those videos and check the traffic sources. If the top sources are external, direct, or unknown instead of YouTube search, browse features, or suggested videos, that's a major red flag. It means your views aren't coming from inside YouTube's ecosystem. If you haven't been promoting your videos outside of YouTube, you need to look into this. Check the percentages. If it's 10%, it can still be organic. If it's on top with over 50%, there is something going on that is not right. It's basically saying your videos are not growing organically. The next criteria you want to look at are the likes and the comments. If you're getting a couple thousand views but only a few likes and 0 comments, comments, something is not right. A healthy, organic video has at least a 1% like to view ratio. For 5,000 views, you should expect at least 50 likes, and that's at the lower end. If you're truly talking to your target audience, they would interact, comment and share it. I worked with a healthcare consultant who was getting thousands of views per video. The problem was she was not getting any comments, not getting likes, resulting into not getting any leads. The moment that we talked about it, she decided to stop working with her previous YouTube expert immediately. We started a completely new strategy catered to her target audience. The result was that her views dropped to 100 to 200 views per video, but at least they were the right views. Within a couple of weeks, she started to get people reaching out and booking calls directly from YouTube, becoming her clients. Today, she's only doing YouTube because he's bringing her the most and the best clients. And the fourth criteria is a bonus tip for business owners. This shady SEO technique will not only ruin your YouTube channel, but also kill your business, because even though you're getting thousands of views, no one is clicking the link to your website. No one is booking a call and no one is inquiring about your service. That is the ultimate proof that the viewers you're getting are not your target audience. And the damage this causes is real and long lasting. I had a mortgage loan officer, Robert, who knew the views were fake but wanted to build his brand's appearance. When he decided he wanted real leads, he reached out to us. I know from experience this would be a long process. It's worse than starting a channel from scratch because you have to retrain the algorithm on who your target audience is. It took us 10 months of consistent quality content, one video a week, to repair the damage before the first lead came in. Right now it's working, but it's only because Robert was persistent. I had many other business owners give up before they reached the turning point. Because the further you get dragged down into this, the longer it will take to recover from it. So if your channel shows one of these 4 signs of my SEO spike test, you need to take action right now if you actually want views, leads and organic growth. But how should you get started to reverse this situation without having to wait for months to see the first results? Well, it all starts with understanding that YouTube SEO is not dead in 2026. In fact, it's very much alive and important to grow your videos, but it requires a completely different approach. And before you start to worry, I can already reveal your life is going to become much easier, because today your video is your SEO. Because every time you upload a video, YouTube automatically transcribes it. Yet this transcription is not flawless. It makes mistakes, especially with names and technical terms. And this is where you will make the difference, because to make sure YouTube has a correct understanding of your video's topic, you need to correct the transcript's mistakes. This can be done in 2 ways. You can either upload your own corrected transcript from an external tool, or manually go into YouTube's auto transcript and fix the errors. This is critical. For example, I work with many attorneys and doctors who use very specific terminology. These are their most important keywords. If the transcript is wrong, YouTube won't know what the video is talking about. That's why SEO in 2026 became so easy. The most important thing you can do is naturally say in the video the keywords and topics your ideal client is searching for. If you create valuable content that solves their problem, the algorithm will find them. So now that you know how to use YouTube in 2026, stop trying to please the algorithm with keywords in your titles and thumbnails. Your only job is to use psychology to make a clear promise and spark curiosity in a person. If nobody clicks on your video, nothing else matters. And regarding your keyword stuff descriptions, replace them with a short 1 to 2 line description and focus on your call to action to your product or service. That's why you, as a business owner, make content in the first place, to convert viewers into clients. And it brings us to the most important point for business owners: conversions. It is far better to have 100 organic views that can turn into a paying client than 10,000 fake views that will slowly kill your channel. But how do you build a strategy around getting clients and not just views? In this next video, I share my entire system for why views don't matter and how we focus on getting a high return for our clients, even with a small number of the right viewers. Click the video on the screen. I see you there.